Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Becky and today I'm going to be showing you how you can make this tree block for the Walkabout Quilt-a-long. So if you've missed any of our previous videos for the quilt blocks, I'm going to be referring you back to one of the first videos which will give you an overall view of the Walkabout Quilt-a-long. So if you've missed any of that, make sure you go back to the beginning. There's going to be a link in the description for that first video. That will give you all the details that you need, as well as the information on how you can get a copy of the PDF patterns that we are going to be using during this. You can also head to my website at Patchwork Posse, and then in the search, look up Walkabout Quilt-a-long, and all of those blog posts will show up to help you get you on track and catch you up. Let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at what block we are going to be sewing today. As you can see with this block, super cute. We've got one big piece of fabric for the tree, and then we have another piece for the trunk. So just depending on how you want to play with those, you can go literal with like browns and blacks or dark colors for the trunk. You can do greens or really any shade that you want for the trees. And again, for this quilt-a-long, I'm using the same background throughout the whole quilt. So let's get sewing. All right, for this block, I've got all my pieces cut. I also have them labeled just because I cut everything at once and want to make sure I have all the pieces marked. So now I'm going to be putting together our combination. So I know that D is going to go alongside of the B, and then A's are coming up with the C. So this block is a tree, and so what I'm going to do first of all, so on the wrong side of the B pieces, I'm going to be taking a ruler and marking a line on the wrong side from corner to corner. Now, if you do have the tape that goes on your machine and helps guide those, you don't need this, but just in case, sometimes this is a little bit easier than watching those guides. And we're just going to be sewing directly on the drawn line. Is basically a snowball quilt block. So a snowball quilt block is where you, the corners are the background. And so we're going to sew on this drawn line and then trim it off, and then this will give us the snowball block. So what I'm going to do is just pin all of these in place so I can carry it over to the machine and not have to worry about it getting all mixed up. And our last piece, also this helps so you can make sure that the diagonal line is going the correct direction. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just sew on this drawn line. When I get to the end, I'm just going to pivot, and I'm going to just stitch another line. Now, this is not part of the pattern and it's not required, but I do this all the time. So because of this extra line, I can cut in between the two stitches. And then this gives me kind of a freebie half square triangle, which you can just set aside for another project. And I'm going to repeat that process in all four corners. All right, with that done, I can take my pins out and press these open. So I can finger press this for now, or I can take it over to the ironing board and press them open. So now you can kind of see the snowball block. If you need to, double check your measurements on this and give it a trim so it's the correct size, because sometimes the snowball blocks do get a little, they get a little wonky. So I'm working on my trunk piece here, so it's in between two of the background pieces. All right, so now that I have my trunk piece sewn, I'm going to just lay right sides together and sew these two pieces. And now I can take this to the ironing board and give this a good press.